New details this morning in our border report about immigrant encounters at the southern border. For the first time ever, Customs and Border Patrol says that they had more than 2 million encounters in one fiscal year. And this one isn't even over. Brooke Schaefer is in looking at the numbers and what is behind them. Brooke.
Yeah, hey, Adrian, good morning. We still have 1 month to go in this fiscal year, but already, as you said, we are seeing record numbers at the southern border. 2 million migrant encounters in just a single fiscal year alone. Those are some new numbers from U.S. Customs and Border Patrol. They sent out also an update, a breakdown of the migrant encounters just in August alone. More than 200,000 migrants found along the U.S. southern border in August. So that brought the number of migrant encounters to a record 2.1 million for this fiscal year. That is 25% more than last year's total. CBP said, quote, failing communist regimes in Venezuela, Nicaragua, and Cuba are driving a new wave of migration across the Western Hemisphere. They did add, though, that the number of migrants coming to the U.S. from Mexico and northern Central America has actually gone down for the last 3 months. But still, officials in border towns have said they are overwhelmed by the influx of people crossing the border into the U.S. Some Republican governors, like Texas Governor Greg Abbott, have for months now been busing migrants from places like Texas to self-proclaimed sanctuary cities and Democratic strongholds across the country, places like Washington, D.C., New York, and Chicago. Just last week, Florida Governor Ron DeSantis chartered planes to fly a group of about 50 migrants from Texas to Martha's Vineyard in Massachusetts. That move has received some fierce backlash from Democrats. And just last night, a sheriff in Texas announced a criminal investigation into those flights to Martha's Vineyard and exactly how those migrants got onto those planes. In a statement, though, to News Nation yesterday, Governor DeSantis' office defended the move once again and said, quote, that Florida gave these immigrants an opportunity to seek greener pastures in a sanctuary jurisdiction that offered greater resources. Adrian?
All right. Thank you very much, Brooke.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com.
All right. Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Merchah HaKodash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. And shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Merchah HaKodash, Barak Adam. It's the brother Kazak coming back at it again with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is going to be The Price of Unrighteous Decrees. All right. Now, as you saw the clip, we have a 2 million, people, basically trying to get into the country, which they let in, a certain number of them. All right. They let them about, over 100,000 of migrants, really refugees, from their respective countries due to the messed up situations. All right. And who's to blame for all this? Is this devil, man? OK, because as the title says, going into unrighteous decrees, which none of these news medias, want to point out, the majority of these people come from Venezuela. All right. And what's been going on with the U.S., putting sanctions, embargoes in Venezuela because Venezuela doesn't want to give up the oil. So now, we've been, this is something that's been going on for years. I remember brothers was going into it, which Venezuelans, the Hebrew Israelites of the tribe of Asher. It was talks about how, cities were breaking out of control, a lot of chaos unfolding. You know what I'm saying? People were eating out of dumpsters, people eating out of trash over there. All right. And now the Lord put the spirit on them, to come up here, man. All right. And that's what, basically that's ultimately Yahweh Shem Yahushai further breaking this place down. All right. Because what's going on is this place is already at a deficit. It's already at a deficit. And now with these, migrants coming in, trying to seek refuge and, basically come and live here. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be sucking in even more resources. All right. More Babylonian resources. They got to put together tent cities. They got to put together, trailers for them and house them and provide for them, food, things of that nature. All right. And that's just going to further impact the Babylonian economy. OK, so Aki, man, you want these Venezuelans, you want these Asherites to come in here, man. all right, to further the destruction of this wicked ass kingdom, all right, to further the downfall of this wicked ass kingdom. All right, so let's go into the book of Isaiah. I believe it's in chapter 10. Yep, right there. All right, what does it say? Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees, and that write grievousness which they have prescribed. Exactly. All right, because putting sanctions and embargoes on Venezuela, all right, with no regard of their people, okay, and the effect it would have on their people, all right, is grievousness. All right, those are unrighteous decrees, because what business does the U.S. have? All right, what business does Babylon have in trying to control the resources of a sovereign Latin American country like Venezuela? What business does it have? It doesn't, man. But see, the thing is, this devil got perpetual hatred for us, man. All right, hey, same thing as Black Wall Street. Hey, Esau find out, a Latin American country has resources. The first thing he's gonna do, he's gonna send people to try and get them, man. All right, because he does not want our people to have control over these resources. Okay, now you got the president over there. It's a whole dictatorship. Things were locked down. I'm not too versed in the intricacies of everything, but hey, man, Asher over there, man, they catching hell. And they trying to come up here to try to relieve that which in their minds, they don't know no better. All right, if they knew the truth, man, they knew the prophecies, man, they'd stay far the fuck away from Babylon, because this place is slated to be destroyed. All right, but they trying to come up here, to relieve their situation. All right, and in doing so, it's gonna further break down this kingdom. See, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, his eyes are upon this wicked ass kingdom, man. All right, and this place is on its way out. This place is diminishing. Okay, so with that, we're going to go to the book of Isaiah chapter 14. All right, and what does it say? We're going to go down to verse 4. All right, so Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4, 144. What does it say? That thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon. All right, and that's talking about the prophets, man. Thou is talking about the prophets. All right, and Lord willing, we're the prophets, we're of that number. All right, we are instructed to do this, man. Okay, so it says that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, all right, now Babylon, of course, is talking about America. All right, and the king of Babylon, who's ruling Babylon, so-called white man, Esau, Edom. All right, starting with these different banking families, the Edomite elite, right? So that's basically them. All right, because again, this place is their product. All right, America is the product of different banking families. All right, that's why they got them doing all these things, going abroad and trying to call shots on other nations and other countries for that matter. All right, and that's why you had the situation with Venezuela transpire, man, because these devils have that perpetual hatred, as I stated. All right, but let's continue on going. It says, and say, how hath the oppressor ceased and the golden city ceased? Exactly, man. All right, this devil, man, hey, the golden city is ceasing, man. All right, meaning this wicked ass kingdom is on its way out. All right, here it is. Babylon is already going through a financial crisis. It's on a financial downfall. All right, and now you have 2 million people at the border, man. All right, and the crazy thing is, this isn't even the how do I put it to you? This isn't even the full of it. You still have people coming from South America as we speak right now. So like as I speak right now through the Spirit, all right, you still have Asherites and different, basically you still have Asherites from South America crossing over the Central American countries, Honduras, Salvador, Nicaragua, and Mexico to come in and get here, man. All right, the influx is only increasing. All right, and it don't matter about what's it called, no border law, because at the end of the day, Issachar gonna get them in, man. All right, hey, U.S. doesn't want to let them in. Okay, that's cool. Guess what? Issachar is gonna get them in there, man, through the by the way of the coyotes. All right, and as I stated earlier, man, hey, argument is truth, man. You looking forward to the coming of the day of Yahweh Shem Yahushua? Hey, you want them to come in here, man. All right, you want them to come in here to further cripple this place's economy, man. All right, because we sick and tired of being here, man. We sick and tired of being in captivity, and Yahweh Shem Yahushua is attacking this place from all angles, man. All angles. Here it is, these Babylonians, they they talking, especially these Edomites, they trying to cleave onto that hope of trying to restore this place to the way things were, but it's not going to be so, man. All right, it's not going to be so. Let's get that in the book of Jeremiah chapter 51. All right, let me see. Salaki, I passed it. Boom. All right, get that in the book of Jeremiah chapter 51. All right, we're going to get straight to the point. Okay. So there it is right there. Let me see. All right, we're going to start at verse 5. Okay, the book of Jeremiah chapter 51 verse 5, and it reads, "For Israel hath not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power." Exactly, man. Yahweh Shemi Hawashi is still dealing with us, man. And who knows, the purpose of, well, really the purpose of, him putting the spirit on the Venezuelans to come up here, is to further take this place down. All right, and you may have the elect that's amongst the crowd over there. It might come in the truth, get sealed. Once they hear the word. So everything has its purpose. As the scripture says, all things work together for the good of them that love him. All right. So continuing on, and it reads, I'm gonna read it from the top again. All right, family trying to walk in and trying to interrupt and shit, man. Yeah, man. Salak. All right, so Jeremiah chapter 51 and 5, "For Israel had not been forsaken, nor Judah of his power." All right, yeah, Yahweh Shemi Hawashi is still dealing with us, man, and he's going to deliver us, man. Even though 2/3 are gonna, here in Babylon, 2/3 are gonna be destroyed. All right, hey, the 1/3 remnant, all right, the elect, okay, hey, Lord willing, we're of that number, we're gonna be delivered, man. All right, northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, man. All right, because Yahweh Shemi Hawashi loves us. Okay, but anyways, continue on, and it reads, of Yahweh Shemi Hawashi of hosts, "Though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel." Exactly, man. All right, and at the end of the day, all that hell that came upon Asher, it was all judgment, man. Okay, because that's one of the things about the northern kingdom, specifically, really the northern kingdom, and really just Israel as a whole, is nothing but idolatry and wickedness amongst the majority of Israel, man. Idolatry, wickedness, you know what I'm saying, abominable things, adultery, whoredom. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Northern Kingdom women, man, they almost number one at being the biggest whores in the world, man. All right, the biggest harlots in the world, the most unloyal women, And I say that, hey, I look, so-called Latino, but it's the truth, man. All right, but anyways, continuing on, and it reads, "Though their land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Israel." Exactly. All right, so that's, everything that's, transpiring, all the hell that they're catching, all right, is because they going off, man. Okay, but see, Yahweh Shemi Hawashi is raising up the temperature, all right, because see, our people are spiritual, man. Okay, they know that if we catching hell, when we start catching hell, that means that they know, inwardly that the Lord, all right, is angry with them. All right, so what are the ones that, that are in the right mind, all right, that's, of the remnant, gonna do? The ones that been given the gift of faith, what are they gonna do? They're gonna turn to Yahweh Shemi Hawashi. All right, so hey, all things work together for the good that love Yahweh Shemi Hawashi. All right, meaning the elect. Okay, so verse 6, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquities, for this is the time of Yahweh Shemi Hawashi's vengeance." Exactly. All right, now this is, not to be taken literally. Even though, hey man, if you're not of the elect or the 1/3 remnant, hey man, you're gonna be destroyed, man. You know what I'm saying? So like Elder Apostle Tahar, once said, hey, if you follow out this truth, your best, if you truly believe, the first thing you would do is move out the country, man, because this place is gonna get hit with the missiles, and he was referring that, in reference towards, jakes that fall out, become scoffers and whatnot, or they just simply fall out and, go about their lives, here in Babylon still, or they try to, kind of cleave onto the truth, basically be double-minded or lukewarm, or, be on the fence, you know what I'm saying? And really, man, that's not it, man. All right. You should really, because they still, living here, that proves that they don't believe, man. All right, but anyways, neither here nor there. I'm going to read this verse again. Jeremiah chapter 51 and 6, "Flee out of the midst of Babylon, and deliver every man his soul." Exactly. That's the key point right there, because this is a spiritual thing. All right. "Be not cut off in her iniquities, for this is the time of Yahweh Shemi Hawashi's vengeance." Exactly. Yahweh Shemi Hawashi is taking vengeance upon the whole world, starting with the so-called white man and his most prized possession, Babylon, man, America. All right. "For this is the time of Yahweh Shemi Hawashi's vengeance, and he will render unto her a recompense." Exactly. All right. He's rendering unto this place a recompense, meaning a reward for all the hell, all the destruction, all the wickedness that he has brought out, man. All right, and all the destruction that it has put upon Israel, man. All right, because that's why the lesson is titled as such, man. If the U.S., all right, if Babylon didn't pass such unrighteous decrees, towards Venezuela, it would not be having these problems. Okay, but see, these devils do it through subtlety, man. These devils do it through behind closed doors. That's really the reason why. All right, here it is. Latin American countries are regarded for their poverty. All right, but who's to blame for that? It's these devils, man. All right, why? Because they go there with their corporations. All right, and they start stealing all the resources, man. And the people that live there, our people. All right, this case, primarily the Northern Kingdom, they don't have control over anything. Therefore, they cannot develop their countries. Okay, they cannot build up or develop their countries because they have no control over their resources and the infrastructure. And ultimately, they don't call shots over there. All right, because at the end of the day, these elites set up nothing but puppet leaders to be over them, man. All right, and then here you have simple ass Jake talking about that they not the Hebrew Israelites because they got their own countries. Jake is, man, hey, man, they gonna get cut off. At least they repent, man. All right, but let's go. Continue on with the scriptures. We were in this application. All right, so verse 7, Babylon has been a golden cup in Yahweh Shem Shai's hand. Exactly. All right, because of this place, it was basically at the top at one point. All right, but now it's diminishing. Okay, and with it, all these other nations that depend on this place, that make their living off this place. All right, once this place goes down, all these other nations is gonna mourn. Okay, because there goes their number one consumer, the number one customer when it comes to certain things, whether it be cars, certain resources and things of that nature. All right, certain products and things of that nature. There goes their number one customer, man. Okay, continue on. It says that made all the earth drunken. Exactly. All right, because this whole, this place is the root, and the source of spiritual iniquity, man. All right, because when it goes into making the whole world drunken, it goes into the philosophies. All right, the whole world takes after this place, even in government, man. They take after the democratic way of ruling in their governments. They take after the Western, lifestyle, which is, to put, give women's liberation, when they're supposed to be underneath the man. All right, in order. All right, they make it so that abominations are condoned, going into the alphabet community and all that stuff. All right, so that's how the whole world is being polluted, and Yahweh Shem Shai has had enough, man. All right, see, he's sending the plagues to Babylon. Okay, because this here, with the whole migrant situation, and not to badmouth, the Asherites. All right, but this is an example of another plague. Okay, how is Babylon going to account for over 2 million people in the border? All right, which this is, basically a buildup of 2 million people, that's there right now. All right, but you have, hold on, they brought the numbers out. Let me see. Yeah, there we go. 203 encounters, and I believe this was during the month of August. All right, so during the 1 month of August, they encountered 200,000 people out there. And the numbers are still growing, man, because there's still people trying to come in from South America, crossing over the Central American countries. How is Babylon going to account for all that? It won't be able to. All right, and you best believe these Asherites. All right, because, hey, man, I'm from South America. Now, I'm not an Asherite, hey, my peoples come from, my patrilineage, come from Italy, so, through the spirit, I believe I'm Southern Kingdom, but anyways, that's neither here nor there, hey, these Asherites, I get the inside scoop on the spirit that they're in. They're coming in that entitled spirit, man. All right, they're coming in that, hey, man, y'all messed our country up. Y'all better pay for this, man. That's the spirit that they're coming in, man. And that's the spirit that Yahweh Shem Yahushua is putting on them. All right, so they could come up here and further break down the economy of this country, man. All right, and see, this is such a hypocritical ass country, man. See, they know, a lot of these Babylonians, man, they don't know nothing. You know what I'm saying? They don't know, the average Babylonian. He don't know why, Venezuela is the way it is. All right, but you got a lot that do, and they still wanna act like they don't they don't owe them anything. You know what I'm saying? They still want to act like, and it's like they still don't want to hold themselves accountable, all right, for what they did, going into, the taxpayers, paying for the politicians that passed such unrighteous decrees, and I'm basically going off of a comment that was made, on one of these videos. It pretty much vexed me, It was some stupid ass Babylonian, going into, oh, hey, my dime ain't going to save these people. You can tell it's a fucking nigga. You know what I'm saying? But basically, hey, man, your dime went to the politicians that put those unrighteous decrees, man. So going off that angle, that don't work, man. All right. But let's continue on going. Let me see. No, we weren't here. We were over here. All right. I'm gonna read this again. Jeremiah chapter 51, verse 7. Babylon hath been a golden cup in Yahweh Shem Yahushai's hand, that made all earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Exactly. All right. Going into all the destruction. I'm not talking about the destruction. All the philosophies and these other nations going taking on the Western lifestyle. All right. Verse 8. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. Exactly. All right. I must read this again. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Yeah. All right. Hey, all these plagues is coming in from a moment. All right. Hey, the time period of all these plagues culminating. Hey, man, it's a brief time period, man. This place has been, further increasingly been diminishing. All right. In the past 5, to 10 years, man. All right. So I'm gonna read this again. Salakia. Babylon is suddenly fallen and destroyed. How for her, take balm for her pain, if so she may be healed. All right. Yeah, because there is no healing for it, man. This is like in a mockingly way saying, hey, pray for it. Take balm for her pain. Hey, let's see if she gets healed. Because who's howling for her? Who's taking balm for her pain? Is these Babylonians, man. Primarily these Edomites, trying to make this country great again, right? Trying to make it the golden cup in the Lord's hand again, right? And then you got, amongst them, Jake's Northern Kingdom, Southern Kingdom that, want to make it here and they seen the downfall and they don't want it to, keep on going down. So they trying to, contribute their part into that as well. All right. But this place is not going to recover, man. All right. Continuing on, and it says, verse 9, we would have healed Babylon, but she is not healed. Forsake her and let us go every one into his own country. For her judgment reacheth unto the heavens. Exactly, man. For her judgment reaches unto the heavens, man. Yeah, because the Lord is doing this, man. All right. It is Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the living power, who created everything that's doing this, man. All right. And guess what? Hey, this judgment is righteous. All right. Because of the wickedness of this place. What does it say? And it's lifted up even to the skies. Right. Continuing on, verse 10. Yahweh Shem Yahushai have brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Zion the work of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, our power. Yeah. All right. Then that's what we're doing. Okay. That's what we're doing, man. All right. We're declaring in Zion, which is, to you tribes, man. All right. That Yahweh Shem Yahushai is about to destroy this place. If you don't get yourselves right, you're going to get yourselves left. All right. And when the missiles fall, man. All right. So let's go. Continuing on with Isaiah chapter 14. All right. So Lakia, right there. Let me see. Yeah, right there. I'm going to start at verse 4 again. All right. So Isaiah chapter 14, verse 4, that thou shalt take up this proverb against the king of Babylon and say, how hath the oppressor ceased and the golden city ceased? Yeah, this place is ceasing, man. This place is falling. All right. Verse 5, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. All right. Yeah, man. This devil is what's it called? This devil is, on the downfall, man. All right. He's losing his influence and the power that he had. That's why you got all these nations that are bucking up against him. All right. You got our people that are bucking up against him, man. All right. I'm going to say it again. So I'm going to read it again. Isaiah chapter 14 and 5. Yahweh Shem Yahushai hath broken the staff of the wicked and the scepter of the rulers. He who smote the people in wrath with the continual stroke. Yeah. He that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and none hindereth. Yeah. All right. Because what he did with Venezuela, or what this devil did with Venezuela, is an example of ruling the nations with anger, man. All right. Because again, this devil has that perpetual hatred for us, man. All right. He's pursued us with the sword. He's pursued us with his unrighteous decrees, man. All right. He doesn't want to see our people, you know what I'm saying, prosper, man. That's why, hey, first things first, when a Latin American country comes up, discovers a new resources, this devil's on it to take it from them, man. Hey, he exploits our people, man. All right, here it is. You got all these so-called black inventors, and they don't get the credit for it, man. These so-called black inventors, they lay the backbone of a lot of these modern day inventions, all right, and that they use to this modern day, right? And it's basically the progress in technology, and they don't get the credit for it, man. All right, they put the so-called white man as the face of progression and technology. When the former of all things, laying down the blueprints and the backbones, he doesn't get the credit. This devil got to be taken out, man. All right, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai is taking him out. All right, continuing on, and it reads, verse 6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke. Yeah, a continual stroke, man, because there's no stop to this devil's hell that he's putting on our people, man. All right, from the northern kingdom to the southern kingdom, man. There's no stop, man. He that ruled the nations in anger. Yeah. All right, here it is. He passed all these embargoes, all these sanctions on Venezuela with no regard as to what happens to the people there. And now they want to, act like they ain't do nothing when it's 200,000 people over there, man. They want to make themselves not guilty for what they did. And then you have the population, all right, that's a reflection of that, man. We're not going to help them. I'm not paying my tax dollars to help them. They trying to get the welfare and all the benefits. They trying to take over the shelters. We're not going to help them, right? These people are ready to be hit with the missiles, man. Okay. Let's continue on going. All right. Let me see. Yeah. All right. So I'm going to read this again, and we're going to move on to Isaiah chapter 24. Okay. Because that's where it's going to lead to. All right. So Isaiah 14:6, he who smote the people in wrath with a continual stroke, he that ruled the nations in anger is persecuted and unhindereth. Yeah, because in the kingdom, man, this devil's going to be persecuted, man. He's going to be exposed. All right. Because right now he's at the top. And yeah, you got the nations that, are trying to take that power seat from him, with Moab, and you have Iran. They want next. You have the Russians, which are they Edomites, what I'm saying, but they want to be the next to rule, right? So, amen. In the kingdom, all right, this devil's going to be persecuted, man. All right, and what does it say? None hindereth, meaning there's going to be no deliverance from that. Matter of fact, in the kingdom, we're going to deliver these devils. We're going to deliver these devils unto the other nations, man. Let the other nations, beat them up in the prison houses, man. In the pits. We going to sick the other nations on these devils, man. For all the hell that they put on our people and all the wickedness that they have, perpetrated, man, or perpetuated. All right, that's the better word. All right, so continuing on, let me see. It's another, right, Isaiah 24. All right, so let's get into it. What does it read from the top? Isaiah chapter 24:1. Behold, Yahweh Shem Yahushai maketh the earth empty and maketh it waste, and turneth it upside down and scattereth abroad the inhabitants thereof. Exactly. All right. And verse 2 is the key point. And it shall be as with the people, so with the priest, as with the servant, so with his master, as with the maid, so with their mistress, as with the buyer, so with the seller, as with the lender, so with the borrower, as with the taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. Meaning everybody's going to be in the same predicament. All right, because what it just described right here are the different positions of transactions. Okay, what do the people do? They give tithes unto the priest, right? What do the servants do? It's like what does the master do? He pays his servants. Same with the maid and her mistress, the buyer and the seller, right? That's transactions, right? The lender and the borrower, right? The taker of usury, so with the giver of usury to him. Yeah, whether people be in a higher place in this kingdom, right, or whether they be in a low place financially speaking, all right, they're gonna be in the same predicament. Verse 3: the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh Shem Yahushai hath spoken his word. All right, and that's what's gonna happen, man. All right, because guess what? When there ain't no more food, and the dollar, can't buy you anything, right? Hey, and people is over here looting. Guess what, man? The cities are going to be empty. Because people's going to be trying to flee into the wilderness and so on and so forth to try to, live and eat, man. At least the smart ones, man. The other ones going to be try to, go to the government. They going to go down to Egypt for help. They going to be destroyed, man. Because Esau's going to, make them, take the device, which is the CHIP. All right. So continue on, it says, the land shall be utterly emptied and utterly spoiled, for Yahweh Shemashah has spoken it. And the earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languishes and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish, yeah. All right, because Babylon got the proudest people in the world, man. And that's the truth. Okay, here it is, here it is, you got these people, catching hell and ain't no motherfucking sympathy or compassion being shown to them. And that vexes me. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my personal opinion, that vexes me. All right, but it's not about me. Okay, continuing on. Verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof. Right. All right, because who's this mainly speaking about? The so-called white man, the Edomites, man. All right, for all the wickedness that they're pushing forth. The earth is defiled, man. Women out of order, right? Alphabet community everywhere. A lot of oppression, a lot of pollution. Hey, the earth itself, man, pollution, the wilderness, man. Because of these devils, man. Continuing on, and it reads, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinances, broken the everlasting covenant. Yeah. All right. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein, and desolate. Oh yeah, and going into this as well, changed the ordinances and broken the everlasting covenant. Hey man, there's certain ways, to work the earth, man. You have something called the land Sabbath. Where for a certain period of time, I forgot the exact numbers, but for a certain period of time, if you have a specific patch of land, you could grow crops there for a certain period of time. But then, once that certain period of time passes, all right, I believe it was 7 years. I'm not too sure. All right, but once that certain period of time passes, you move to another land. You shift your crops to another patch of land, and you let that land rest. All right, the original land, you let it rest for a certain period of time. But these devils, man, they don't do that, man. All right. Instead, what they do is they devise iniquity, man. They devise evil inventions like GMO foods and stuff like that, genetically modified organisms, man. That's what they do, and therefore, and in doing so, they poison their population. All right, because he's the devil, man. Okay, he's the perfect devil. He is the wicked. All right, but his downfall is soon to come. Okay, verse 6. Therefore hath the curse devoured the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. All right, therefore the inhabitants of earth are burned, and few men left. All right, continue on, verse 7. The new wine mourneth, and the vine languisheth. Yeah. All the merry-hearted do sigh. Yeah. All right, because, hey, man, this place is diminishing. All right, now it hasn't, really hit home yet. It's barely starting to creep in on these Babylonians that the situation is bad. They're barely, starting to acknowledge it, right? Which is also in part as the reason why they don't want, to let the migrants in, or should I say the refugees. All right, but hey, man, when this thing, keeps on, transpiring and progressively, this place, keeps on going down. All right, yeah, they're gonna really feel it, man. All right, they're not gonna be out here trying to party no more. Instead they're gonna be out here trying to solidify their survival. All right, they're gonna enter into survival mode. All right, and when things get even worse and worse and worse, that's when the chaos is gonna unfold. All right, so verse 8, the mirth of the tabret ceaseth, the noise of them that rejoice endeth, right? The joy of the harp ceaseth. Yeah, they're not going to be trying to turn up no more, man. They're going to be trying to look for the next plate, the next food to eat. They're going to be trying to solidify their well-being. All right, verse 9, they shall not drink wine with a song. Strong drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Yeah, because there's going to be a lot of death that's going to be unfolding out here in the streets, man. What's that going into? Isaiah chapter 15. Let's grab that real quick. And we know we're just going to get straight to the point. You know what I'm saying? No, that's 14. All right. So 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 18. All right. What does it say? For because of their pride, or matter of fact, let's start at verse 17. All right, 2nd Ezra chapter 15, verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to. Yeah. All right. This is another example of prophecy, taking place, man. Hey, these people trying to get into Babylon, but they can't. They trying to get blocked off. It's like you're not trying to get blocked off. They basically blocked off by the border patrol and them, man. That's another unrighteous decree in itself too, man. Considering how this devil took this land, But anyways, going back into this, 2nd Ezra 15 and 17, a man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Exactly. All right. So this is a prideful ass nation, man. Even the Israelites have pride here, man. All right. When I say Israelites, I'm talking about the tribes, man, in the world, man. All right. And yeah, you got, prideful ass jakes in the truth as well, in Israel as well. You know what I'm saying? Hey, they don't be, it'll catch hell if they don't check that. But continue on and reads, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. Right? Yeah. It is a very proud, mentality to not acknowledge the fact that this country jacked up Venezuela, and now that the Venezuelans are at the door, you want to be, you want to turn them away and fan your hand at them in a very, proudful way, man. Let's get into it. Matter of fact, let me see. I know I've seen it somewhere around here. Is it PBS? I think it's the one with the most views. No, this one got the comments.
Be denied the right.
I think it's this one. All right, so hey, man, you got people like this, ship them back. A lot of division too. Egyptian against Egyptian. People going into the politics. The right versus the left. That's Egyptian against Egyptian, man. But it's a lot of comments that I've seen. We're not going to get lost into that, but it's a lot of comments that I've seen, people, holding no accountability, you know what I'm saying? And basically, locking the doors towards the migrants, man. But anyways, continuing on in the reads. All right. Let me see. Oh, Salakia. Hold on. All right. We're going into 2nd Ezra 15 and 18. All right. What does it say? For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Exactly. That's what's gonna be. That's what's gonna ultimately transpire. Before the missiles hit, man. It's gonna be a lot of breaking ins. It's gonna be people, looting each other. Shooting each other, killing each other. Right. Verse 19 expounds on that. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Exactly. All right. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. He ain't gonna feel bad for you, man. He probably known each other for, 20 years, right? Decades. They're not gonna feel bad for you. They gonna try to eat. Okay. But shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Exactly. All right. Because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Yeah, that's the situation that Babylon's going to soonly find itself in. All right. So let's go into back to Isaiah chapter 24, verse 10. All right. The city of confusion is broken down. Yeah. Yeah, that's what's going on. All right. Every house is shut up that no man may come in. Yeah. People going to be boarding up their homes, trying to, hold it out, what they have, because it's going to be a lot of chaos. It's going to be unfolding. We just read, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Right. Verse 11, there is a crying. Salakia. All right. Salakia again. All right. So Isaiah chapter 24 and 11. There is a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Yeah. All right. Yeah, because people are going to want answers. Okay, why is this happening? All right. And guess what? We've been telling y'all why this is happening. And even when all hell is breaking loose, they're still not going to want to hear it, man. They're going to go to the government for answers. Why is this happening? We need answers. We need answers. Massa, give us answers. Why is this happening? And my kids, they don't got no food, Massa. That's what's going to happen. All right. So I'm going to read this again. There's a crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened. The mirth of the land is gone. Yeah. Ain't going to be no more partying. All that ratchet shit. You know what I'm saying? None of that, man. Verse 12. In the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. Ooh, man. Hey, them Venezuelans, man, like I said, They're coming in that entitled spirit. They're not coming in that humble, hey, yo, you know, we're catching hell over here. No, they coming in that, hey, man, you guys fucked our country up. So y'all owe us something. Hey, man, with more numbers coming in, I wouldn't be surprised. Now, I speak as a man, but I wouldn't be surprised they try to break through the border, man. You know? So that's what, you know, that final part made me think about. You know, verse 13, when thus it shall be in the midst of the land among people, there shall be as the shaking of an olive tree, and as the gleaning grapes when the vintage is done. They shall lift up their voice, they shall sing for the majesty of Yahweh Hashem Shai. They shall cry aloud from sea to sea. Oh, yeah, it's going into our people repenting, man. You know what I'm saying? The elect repenting, you know? So that's what it is, man. Because at the end of the day, you know, the Lord is raising up the temperature, you know, because as I stated earlier, through the Spirit, you know, when our people start catching hell, hey, the spiritual ones, you know, the ones in the right mind start seeking Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. You know, they start to see, hey, man, these are idols, man. There's no power in them. You know, and you best believe, you know, the prophet said, hey, the word's going to go out to those that it's appointed to go out, which is the elect. And they're going to turn from their ways and come into this truth, man, and turn to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. All right, so, hey, Lord willing, you know, this is an edifying lesson. All right, hey, the price of unrighteous decrees. So with that, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakha HaKudash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone for teaching us this truth and ruling well. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom, on to the next.